All right, we're going to go ahead, we're going to graph r equals 2 plus sine of theta. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I could do a table of values. I'm really not going to be able to make this into a, I'm not going to do a good job making this into a Cartesian graph. We'll see what happens if you want to try. Maybe in class you guys can ask me. But let's go ahead, we're just going to graph the Cartesian, and then from there, we're going to graph the polar equation. Okay? So this is, again, a sine graph. Let me do that in orange. Okay, sine graph starts at its center, goes to its top, back to the center, to the bottom, nope, and to the middle. Again, so sine graph looks like this. We'll say this is r equals 2. So this is r versus theta. This is, again, our Cartesian graph. Okay, now, one thing, the r is always positive. Okay, as opposed to say the one where it was just r equals sine of theta. Okay, so let's now look at the polar graph. Okay, when r equals 0, I'm sorry, when theta equals 0, what's r? 2. Okay, so that means that here, when r equals 0, I'm going to go out by 2. So let me put that here. So that's 1, 2. So this point, that's the point theta equals 0, r equals 2. Now, here, this is theta equaling pi over 2. And what's the r value? The r value is 3 there. Okay, so let's move this down just a little bit. One, two, 3. Make that blue. So it's going to be out a little farther. Let me actually make this a little bit better. Just want to make it a little bit more exaggerated that it's in. Okay. All right. Now, when theta equals pi, it's at 2 again, right? So where is that going to be? That's actually going to be over on this side. Okay, so this point here is 0, 1, 2. It's doing terrible today. 0, 2. This point here is pi over 2, 3. This point here is pi, 2 again. Okay, now this angle corresponds to theta equals 3 pi over 2. And when it's at 3 pi over 2, what's the r value? 1. So that means here it's going to be like so. Okay, and then it's going to go back to 0. So it's going to look like an acorn. Okay, it's like a bit of an acorn. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we got. Okay, let's do a couple where we're finding the planar equation from the polar equation. We've already done that with the sine of theta, but this is just to get some practice. So let's say we have xy equals 4. Oh, that's the polar equation, actually. Okay, and we're just going to use exactly the equations that we used before. We're going to use them right this time. So we remember x is r cosine theta, y is r sine theta. So we're going to get r squared cosine theta sine theta equals 4. We're going to write that just so just to have r by itself. So we're going to have r squared equals 4 over, excuse me, cosine theta sine theta. Okay. You could be a little bit slick and remember that sine of 2 theta is 2 sine theta cosine theta. Okay, so this would be what? 8 over sine of 2 theta. Okay, but that's r squared. Interesting, that's r squared. We'll have to think about that later. Okay, not r, but r squared. We'll worry about that one in another lesson. Okay, let's do the opposite. Or let's not. I'll see y'all in the next video.